All right, peace everyone. We're gonna try this again. I just recorded this whole episode. It might have been my best episode, I swear to God. And for some reason the sound didn't work. So we're trying this again. This episode of The Third Degree is about genius and my definition of genius. So society or Webster's dictionary, I haven't even really looked it up. I guess we should look up what Webster's dictionary definition is, but my definition of a genius is, and I wrote it down, a genius is not IQ or smarts, but it's vision and the ability to see what others don't, and then knowing how to execute it to the end. That's what I put down as my definition of genius. And I say this because I started thinking about all the most influential people in the world who we consider geniuses. The first person I thought of was Steve Jobs, right? And before I get into the Steve Jobs story, for some reason society, or like I said, Webster's dictionary, when we think of genius or smarts, we automatically think of like brain size or like test scores, grades, how much vocabulary you know, how much you speak well. And I thought about Steve Jobs, who's known for, Steve Jobs, he dropped out of college? I think he dropped out of college, I forget. But long story short, Steve Jobs is world renowned as a genius. And he's world renowned as a genius because of, I don't know what his grades were like. I don't know, I never spoke to him. I don't know how smart of a person he is, right? In regards to like smarts, how we see smarts. But what I do know is that his vision was absolutely spectacular, right? And no one knows Steve Jobs for coding. They don't know him for web design. They don't know him for all the things that would constitute a business in that space of technology, engineering, none of that. But they know that his vision and his ability to delegate, galvanize people around his idea and vision with the purpose of executing that vision to the end is what made him a genius and what made him Steve Jobs versus whoever the lead engineer at Apple is. We don't even know his name. But my point is, people are more known on this planet for their ability to execute a vision than they are for their smarts. Now, this isn't some video telling you not to study or not to go to school. Obviously, those things can only add to your vision and make you even more of a genius. But without that vision and without that execution, Steve Jobs literally said that I want to put 1,000 songs in your pocket, and he introduced the iPod. But when he said the same exact thing to his team, they all rolled their eyes and was like, this is impossible, this can't be done, blah, blah, blah. But it took him to put his energy behind the vision and execute that vision to its completion until we all have iPods and now phones that hold 10,000 songs, right? All because this genius had the vision and the ability to execute, while others who may have had the smarts and the intellect and the study and the schooling to execute the same exact vision but didn't have the vision or the execution are working for him and sucking their teeth when he's saying, hey, squeeze 1,000 songs into this iPod. You can have vision and execution strategies and not have smarts and still be successful. I can name a couple CEOs and entrepreneurs that we know. But if it was the other way around, you have smarts and so much ability and IQ, but you don't have vision and the ability to execute, that's what puts you among all the people who are super smart, go to college, study up, become experts at something, and then work for someone else, or never do anything to affect the world or change the world. If you are an entrepreneur like me, and you want to change the world and be a pioneer in your lane, it's important that you are a genius, but my definition of the genius, and that is someone with vision and the ability to execute that vision. Whether it means I'm so smart and I study so much that I can execute things on my own because of my talents, that's execution. I have a vision, I can do it all myself, that's fine. There's people like that, they're called inventors, right? But then there may be people like me where I have a vision, I have an idea, and I know I want to execute it, but I might have to build a team of experts or talented people around me to execute my vision. That's what makes a boss a boss, that's what makes an entrepreneur an entrepreneur, that's what makes me me, and that's what makes you a genius. Thanks for watching another episode of The Third Degree. See you next time.